Hello and welcome to Sports This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
I am Taya Salam. Many thanks for joining us again. All right, this is what the show looks like. We're starting off, of course, with what went down over the weekend in the Nigerian Professional Football League. A lot of interesting matches were played, but none more interesting than this particular match involving the Kada and Kano Pillars. They were down 2-0 at half-time, but they fought back to get all 3 points, winning by 3-2.
You would say the Nigerian spirit, right? But both of them happen to be playing in Nigeria Professional Football League. A good win for the Kada on Sunday. Massive one for them. Also on the program, again, Chelsea and Manchester United were played another goalless draw, which was really, really boring. But then you would say maybe Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Thomas Tuchel decided to conspire and hand over the title to Manchester City, even as early as March.
Yeah, goalless draw at Stamford Bridge for the second straight time. The scoreline between these two sides, and you have to say, doesn't do the chances of, perhaps giving Manchester City a chase for the title. I never thought United were even in the running in the first place. Also on the show this time in the NBA, where the Lakers took on the Golden State Warriors, and the defending champions were able to tame the Golden State Warriors very, very easily, 117-91.
Yeah, that's how easy it was, and LeBron James didn't need to play the final quarter. Okay, and that's where we're starting off the show this morning. But before we talk about the Lakers and the Warriors, let's start with the games for all the other games
all
on
the games
the day.
That were played, yeah.
Okay.
Loads
Results.
of games. And let's start with the neighbors of the LA Lakers.
The Clippers.
Yeah. Just hallway neighbors. They're that close. Anyways, the Clippers, they were in action against the Milwaukee Bucks. They ended up losing that match, though, by 5 points. The Bucks winning 105-100. And it was Giannis leading the way for Milwaukee with 36 points.
I say it's interesting to note that if you check the final minutes of the game, the 22 points that the Bucks actually scored, Giannis actually scored 17 of those points.
Yeah.
And he had 36 at the end of the day.
Yeah, so he was, Giannis was definitely the spark, in that game closing 9-0 run for Milwaukee. Elsewhere, the Celtics prevailed over the Washington Wizards 111-110. Jason Tatum, 31 points on the night. They had to come back for that particular victory. For the Wizards, it was Bradley Beal with 46
points. How do you withstand that?
Yeah, that's what you do as a good team. And so it was a very good win indeed for Boston. Let's move on to the Knicks and the Pistons. Ended 109-90 in favor of New York. Julius Randle with 17 of his 25 points in the second half as the New York Knicks move above 500 with a 109-90 victory. Like I said, so the New York Knicks have a winning record this season, 18-17. And that record is good enough to put them as a fourth seed in the East. 18-17.
You're talking about New York Knicks right now.
Yeah, 18 wins, 17 losses. They're number 4 in the East.
This record,
it's poor.
How poor the conference.
With this record in the West, they won't even be in the playoff
position. That's the way it is.
There you go.
Okay, that's why anybody from the East can't really get to the finals. At the end of the day, they don't even get to win the championship. But the Nets, definitely the guys to watch out for in that conference.
Exactly. Let's go on to the Heat and the Atlanta Hawks. It was 109-99 in favor of Miami. Kendrick Nunn, 24 points. Bam Adebayo, 16 points and 13 rebounds as Miami extended the NBA's longest current winning streak to 6 games. Safe to say they found their mojo and started to look good now.
I think 6 games in a row. Yeah, 6 games in a row. That's massive. That's big. Okay.
All right, the Rockets.
You're coming there,
they are in the dumps. 84-133 against the Memphis Grizzlies. Cecilia, they lost by 49 points at home. The third biggest loss in franchise history. We'll come back to that game in a while now. Let's just move on to the other results. Let's move on to the other results. The Warriors and the Lakers as a star matchup of the night. LeBron James with 19 points in his 1,300 regular season appearance.
You say massive
longevity at its best was a rout, 117 to 91. It was just one of several Lakers players, 6 as a matter of fact, to score in double figures.
Of course.
All right. Last but not the least, the Suns defeated the Timberwolves 118 to 99, while the Kings lost by a point against the Charlotte Hornets 127 to 126.
Okay.
Let's dive straight into the Lakers.
Talking about the Lakers
Warriors.
now, I mean, LeBron had 19 points on the night. I mean, the scoring wasn't so great. I mean, I'm talking about for him, but then he just had just 24 minutes in court. I mean, he had 2 blocks and 2 steals, 4 assists, 6 rebounds, and all that for himself. By the end of the day, it was all about him on the night, because after that, you mentioned earlier that 6 of the players were actually on double digits
figures,
and all that. Then in the fourth quarter, LeBron James did not even play, and most of the starters actually they were rested in that fourth quarter. That's how poor the Warriors were, because Steph Curry was just limited to 16 points. Eric Pascal was the one who top scored for them. He had 18 points off the bench. But then Draymond Green had a sprained ankle in the second quarter, and of course he had to leave. Maybe that's just the reason, because I was expecting them to actually fight back in the final quarter without LeBron James playing. But somehow the Warriors were so poor on the night.
Yes, you can say that again. And for the Lakers, they were up by 20 at the end of the first quarter, and they had a 73 to 44 lead at halftime. So this victory was never in doubt. As soon as the tip-off was done, it looked all the way like a Lakers victory. For the defending champions, they've now won 2 in a row after dropping 5 or 6 since Anthony Davis went down injured.
Blazers. I think Dennis Schroeder will have a big role to play for this team, because he came back on Friday and they won that. And of course, now on Sunday, they won against the Golden State Warriors. So missing Anthony Davis, they knew that they needed to actually kind of maybe change their game a little bit, their identity. They had to acquire more like a new identity without AD for them to start winning. But Dennis Schroeder actually coming back simply shows that he's very important for the team.
That's what great teams do. You find a way to win even when you're missing important pieces, and that's why the Lakers are victorious this morning. Let's
leave that. You guys can talk to us on our Twitter handle. I mean, we have a report that will play later on the show talking about Tesla Balogun Stadium, the fact that it's going to host the Super Eagles for the first time since 2011. So talk to us about that one. How excited are you that the Super Eagles is likely to be coming back to Lagos? I mean, the match is going to be on the game is going to be on March 30th at Tesla Balogun Stadium against Lesotho. That's the African Cup of Nations qualifiers. It's not just a friendly. We were talking about the Africa Cup of Nations qualifying game between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and, of course, Lesotho. So it's going to be a big one. So talk to us about how excited you are having the Super Eagles coming back to Lagos. Also, NPFL, so many games are decided over the weekend. Dakada, remarkable victory. You have Kwara United at the top of the table. Can they keep on and win it? We know that the likes of Enyimba have 2 games at hand, but then with Kwara actually there trying to ensure that, well, they stay put. Can they go ahead to win it, win the NPFL? Talk to us about that one. Also, the EPL, of course, Chelsea, I mean, did Thomas Tuchel and, of course, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer decided to, or rather conspire to hand over the title to Man City early. Everyone's already saying is for Man City to lose 12 points clear of them. Liverpool, of course, you say they're back to winning ways after 4 winless run, but they defeated Sheffield.
Sheffield doomed.
Just Sheffield. And Arsenal, of course, against Leicester, that was the game. Gareth Bale seems to be back. Also, 2 goals and an assist on the day. All right, talk to us about all that, and we'll definitely try as much as possible to read your tweets. Now, talking about Tesla Balogun Stadium, Tayo, I mean, I'm excited because,
not only you.
The last time I saw a game there was 2011, and that was even like a friendly or something. It wasn't like a competitive game.
Official competitive game. And I'm excited. I'm just excited to see the Super Eagles play after such a long time. Imagine a lot of our watchers and fans are excited as well too. And what more can we say? I just want the days to just count very fast. So March the 30th.
You have 29 days to wait.
Can't come soon enough for me.
You have 29 days to wait. Let's take a look at this report.
Watching this game, and it swung across again. At that time, no stopping the Nigerians, no stopping the Super Eagles.
This was the Super Eagles of Nigeria in their last game in Lagos in 2011 in a friendly match with Sierra Leone at the Tesla Balogun Stadium.
With goal number 2 for the Super Eagles.
The Super Eagles are returning to the same venue for their final game of the Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against Lesotho in March. Repair works at the Teslim Balogun Stadium are ongoing. Grasses are being planted, while water sprinklers are active to ensure the grasses are lush green ahead of the game. The Lagos State government is confident that they can put up all the necessary measures for the game despite the global coronavirus pandemic.
We are ready technically, the grass is ready, the technical requirements are ready. We're also hoping that CAF accedes to the NFF's request for a percentage of the stadium to have fans in. If we do have fans, then that will be an added bonus, because watching on TV and watching with fans will be, I think that'll be the first since the COVID era in Nigeria, and we hope we can achieve that too, because at least we know Lagos is known for first. We are the first to shut down in recognition of the danger of COVID. We are the first to resume sports activities, and it would be nice to be the first to allow fans in for a major event as the Super Eagles playing against Lesotho.
Before now, the three-time African champions played their international games in Port Harcourt, Abuja, Kano, Calabar, Oyo, Benin City, and Asaba. But the Nigeria Football Federation gives reasons for this decision.
You see, ours is not just moving around. We're also looking at certain factors. For example, when is our next game? After that, we are going to play in Cotonou. So we don't need to fly. So we come into Lagos, we play the game in Lagos, we go by road to Cotonou, our neighbors. Because even from the hotel to the airport is half of the distance from the hotel to Cotonou. So why do you need to fly? So that's one of the reasons why we have to come to Lagos. Lagos is home.
Football enthusiasts are excited that the city is hosting the country's first competitive fixture in more than 10 years in a place where the Super Eagles rarely lose.
The return of Super Eagles here, I'm sure, if the Eagles play well, because that has been the problem. If they don't play well, Lagos fans always support the visiting team, which is playing better. So the Eagles must have to prepare hard, they have to play well, they have to satisfy the fans and win, because winning is the bottom line.
Years ago, when they were using National Stadium, it was all about entertainment. So now that they're coming to Teslim Balogun Stadium here, let them erase that memory of that game versus Sierra Leone and play better football. Let's get to appreciate them, quality football, and I hope Gennard Roy, somebody must have told him about the attitude and character of the Lagos fans. If you do well, the fans will appreciate you. If you don't do well, they will not hide their feeling. And it's so everywhere. That is football for you. And Lagos fans are quite civilized. They know that if the team is doing well, they will be by them. They've missed the Eagles, and so when the Eagles are coming, somebody should tell the NFF and tell Gennard Roy that he should come with a program, a playing pattern that fans will appreciate, and not just those kind of kick and follow like we've seen in recent time. Lagos is the home of football. Teslim Balogun Stadium can play proper host to other bigger matches. But of course, it will be interesting seeing the Super Eagles against Lesotho. Fair opposition here, but of course, we expect high standard as far as Super Eagles and Teslim Balogun Stadium, Lagos generally, is concerned.
The game in March could see Lagos become a permanent home for the Super Eagles, pending the completion of the renovation work at the National Stadium in Lagos and Abuja by the federal government.
All right, there's a report there on Super Eagles' return to Lagos. You heard what most of those sport journalists said about Nigeria having a playing pattern that the Lagos fans will definitely love. Well, we'll have Shola Rogers in the studio this morning. Shola, it's good morning, and it's good to have you join us.
Yeah, good morning. Good to have you back. Welcome.
Thank you.
It's good to have you back as well,
Yeah.
because you've been missing in action.
It's like a once-a-month thing now.
Right? I
Always good to
know,
have
busy schedule, yeah.
You know how it is.
Super Eagles are coming back to Lagos.
Whoop,
Mashallah. Awesome.
Right.
But we know there is pressure with playing in Lagos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you see, that pressure will not
It's
happen this
different.
time. It's different this time, you get, because
Okay.
like we were talking about, you know, we still have a pandemic on our hands and all of that, you know, and it would have been a nice time for a jinx to be broken at Teslim. I've never seen a full capacity Teslim Balogun Stadium, regardless of whatever happens. The last time the Eagles played there, I think it was under Siasia or so.
Yeah, 2011,
yeah, remember that even
friendly.
Mikel was around, but he didn't play because the turf was not good for his knees and and all of that. We understood then that we had to do something. I'm glad that Lagos State, took the bull by the horn and changed from the synthetic surface to the grass surface.
Right.
And they've been maintaining it. Look, they've been at it and all of that. It looks good. So aesthetically, you're going to see something beautiful. Then again, the game itself will be played on natural grass. It's going to be nice. And but there won't be pressure like Tayo was asking.
Yeah,
there won't be pressure because the fans, I don't know what their plans are, but at least I know that mass gatherings are still prohibited in a way. It would have been nice if there was no restrictions. Then you would have seen Lagos in its full glory. We'll still like to see those glory days when if we don't get a goal in 15 minutes, but all we are saying as if it was our bet right. And it is at times, So
it's your best friend. You're playing at home. I mean, you need the fans to be happy and all that. It is, Tayo. Come on.
Well,
why are we having so many goalless
let's leave it
games
like
in
that.
EPL, for instance, these days?
But Lagos fans were always getting behind the team too.
Yes.
There is no way you come to Lagos and not feel that intimidation that you also get when you go to places like Egypt and Tunisia and all of that. Where they have really passionate fans and all of that.
They do turn on the team as well, though. They turn on the team
a lot.
sometimes. So when things are not going well,
I think that was
they
one
turn
of
on
the
the
reasons
team.
where eventually the administrators decided to move the game. Apart from the dilapidating structure of football stadiums in Lagos then, there was a time when Lagos fans really started acting up, and that's what I was talking about. Talking about that our sense of entitlement. I use our because we're all part of them. Our sense of entitlement, feeling like, look, we're the home team. By now we should have scored 4 goals. So what's going on? But it was also good for the players. I remember then that training sessions were packed. We would go at the NIS pitch.
Support.
You have journalists. Maybe you have like 100 journalists covering it. Then you have like thousands of fans too at the training sessions. So even at training sessions, you already know who is the possible 11 versus,
probables,
all of that, the possibles and the probables, But it's all good. It's all good. At the end of the day.
Coming back.
Yes, but I'm glad that football is coming back to Lagos. Even if some people can't go, I know some of us can.
Some of us can. Exactly.
Unfortunately,
Let the rest watch on TV and cheer the team on.
It's a great start. I mean, subsequently, hopefully, when the pandemic is over, we get opportunities.
I hope it stays. Because look, regardless, I know other parts of Nigeria won't like what I'm about to say, but this is the home of football. Lagos is the home of football. Surulere is the home of sports in Nigeria.
Right.
That's why it's called the sports city. How many sports cities do you have in Nigeria?
Okay.
Right.
Zip. All right.
I know. I know I was going to get opposition, even in the studio. I knew. But it's fine. I said what I said.
We're not saying anything.
Let's go on to the
NPFL, right?
Professional Football League matchday. 13 fixtures are played on Saturday and Sunday. There's a game today as well, too. But let's give you the results first of all. I said at the start of the show, the Kada, what a comeback. As a matter of fact, fantastic weekend for the Akwa Ibom side. Akwa Ibom 3-0 over Rivers. Seems to think there's something wrong with Rivers.
Yes.
We'll come to that later.
10 million was promised. Just wheel away from home and get this money. They're not doing it. The Rivers Angels are getting it.
It tells you money enough. Money cannot be enough motivation at times. Goalless between Aimba and Jigawa Stars.
Good result for Aimba there.
Fantastic. Plateau United as well to get to the points. At FC Yuba, 2-1 for Lobby Stars over Katsina United. Sunshine Stars goalless against Adamawa United. The Kada, what a comeback. 2-0 down in the first half, came back to win 3-2. Rangers 2-0 over Heartland in the Oriental Derby. 1-0 for Abia Warriors Sicilia. Another win for Coach Mama Cabo was against the Wiki Tourists. Kwara United with this result, 2-0 over Warri Wolves, back on top.
Interesting results at the weekend. I'm particularly happy for Kwara United. They're on the top of the log now, 25 points from 13. But you see, I took a very close look at the log and I'm like, okay, what's going on? They're supposed to have at least 45 points. And the highest we have is 23, 25. but it's a good thing. On the one hand, it shows how
competitive.
Yeah, how very competitive our league is, you know, and that just one game can change everything for you. One moment you're at the top, the next moment you're at the middle of the table. But for Cry United to be on top now, and I know how they started out at the beginning of the season, we must say kudos to the entire coaching staff and the players for achieving this feat. Can they go all the way? Well, we'll see. But another fear I have now is with FC Ifeanyi. They've been consistent, you know, for like 2-3 seasons, but this season hasn't been very good for them. And right now they're there at the bottom of the log. I'm excited that Enyimba still have a game or two, you know, to play. But even at that, if they pick all those points, at least they're not guaranteed the top position.
Yes, from the game between Dakada and Kano Pillars.
Interesting game.
What was he doing? The goalkeeper was in no man's land over there.
Very interesting game. Nobody would have predicted this. You know that Kano can go away and do magic. You know, they have a very, very, very strong team. They've been very consistent.
And they got the first.
That
was a penalty, right?
Yeah,
clear penalty.
Yeah, it was a clear one.
And of course, you have to single out that man because he has been phenomenal. He's
ageless.
He's been around like forever. I just don't know why he never made it to the Super Eagles and why they just never looked his way.
He was invited once, right?
Yeah, did he play for the Super Eagles? You understand? Did he have a run of games? That's what I meant by making it. You get a lot of people get invited, but not everybody gets to wear the jersey and play.
Career.
Yeah, you know. So,
and that was the second goal as well. It's a great header from the Kano Pillars forward right there. And 2-0.
At this point you would have said, okay, it's going to be Kano's day, you know. So I don't know what the coach said. I don't know what the players said to themselves, but they were able to turn it around.
Wow, what a turnaround indeed.
But look at this corner. Look at the technique and everything.
I mean, look at towering header. Goalkeeper beating all ends up. But, of course, a lot of credit goes to Dakada. Austin was watching, monitoring this game when they were 2-0 down, and it was very easy to follow what Austin's on Twitter. On Twitter, look at that. That was the start of the comeback.
That's it. Great I like the spirit. I always say to players, they go back into the goalpost, pick the ball, and restart the game. There's no need to celebrate anything, you know.
Especially when you're down.
You're 2 goals down.
Yeah,
I mean,
great control. Goal. Defender,
in the 6-yard box. How did he have so much space? He had acres of space there.
You have 2 defenders in the right there, and of course he was able to just.
I think the keeper was exposed unnecessarily in this one.
He was able to compose himself and get that.
Look at that long ball.
That's a gaffe, man. Come on, that's a gaffe.
You look at that goalkeeper, you're asking, what are you thinking? He wasn't expecting it. Again,
terrible defending on the part of Kano Pillars.
Yeah, but the goalkeeper
should have. He saw it.
Yes, but what's the job of a defender if he doesn't defend? It was a long ball into the final third. And if you have one player tracking him, there should be another one freeing himself up, trying to protect.
I mean, look at this goalkeeper again. What is he doing?
Come on. He came out. You guys wanted him to come out. Now he came out.
Now,
and you're complaining.
What is he doing? It's flopped his line. Easy ball to catch. And he's dropped the ball. It goes out to foul.
Got into him.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Oh, no. This is wrong.
I mean, and this is the referee. This is the part I really didn't like.
This is wrong.
The whole
you don't touch anybody, not to talk of the referee.
The referee.
It was a clear foul.
It was a clear foul, so there was no doubt about it.
What's the complaint all about?
I think because it was already they equalized and all that, two odds, they were thinking, can they just hold on and get the point from it?
Kano Pillars need
to
discipline and sanction some of their players. Because I think this is very unprofessional.
Look at the replay. It looks like a foul.
From this angle, it looks like a foul, but if only we could get a reverse angle to find out if there was that much of contact. Yeah, it's the referee's call at the end of the day.
And of course, this guy steps up, easy.
I used all his energy harassing the referee instead of him to think of how to focus and stop the penalty.
Complete.
Yeah,
in this situation, you expect the captain of Kano Pillars to step up and control his guys.
Captain? Rabi Ali, right?
Yeah, it should be Rabi.
Remember that guy was suspended for how many games?
But I think the thing was cut short.
Yeah, when it was cut short, when he actually, kind of went to the fans
Lagos,
and more like,
it was inciting them.
Inciting the fans and all that. So when you have that person as your, it's not.
What do you expect? 10%.
And even the coach was clapping at the officials, which really not so cool.
It's also wrong. I remember a player getting a red card for something similar.
Dakada and Aqua United and Rivers. So I'm asking myself, what happened to Rivers United. And Rivers United started the season
like a house on fire, you know,
and just suddenly they've lost like 3 games in a row now.
Let's
lost all the CAF Confederation score. Thinking they'll go to Warri, will speak or something. They lost and they went to Aqua. They lost again.
They hit a bad patch. I believe a lot in this Rivers United team. Right. I have always been an admirer of the coach. I know that he plays good football and he knows how to build his teams. This is a bad patch for Rivers United. Call me biased or not, but I think they can bounce back from this.
Okay, hopefully they can. We need to go on a break. We'll be back after this. Yeah, welcome back. Okay, let's leave the NPFL now because if we continue, we will not leave this stage, right?
True.
Yeah. So quickly talk about the NNL. We need to talk about Nigeria National League because there's some interest in the house. Well, let's just take a look at the results from what happened at the weekend. A whole lot of drama. But we'll not dwell so much on the drama.
No drama here today.
Yeah, NAF Rocket and El Kanemi Warriors was 2-0. El Kanemi Warriors winning away from home. Orha Sports and FC Taraba 1-0. Rara and Mighty Jets, Rara winning by a lone goal. Sokoto United and Green Beret, it was 1-0. Aklosendi and Gumbe United. Gumbe beating Aklosendi 4-1. That was massive. Road Safety winning against Shakarao Babes. DMD and Nanja Tornadoes. DMD winning. Molofashi, of course, they started playing their games now. After that sanction, ABS ended goalless. Kebbi United and Kogi United 2-1. Yobe Desert Stars and Zamfara. Yobe Desert Stars winning. Stationary Stores and Oshu United came to Lagos and they won. Some drama that was in that game. 2-1, yeah. Drama. So early, penalty drama. They walked away and they didn't want to play. By the end of the day, yeah, Oshu United won. Shooting Stars and Go Round. Shooting Stars on the bounce now, 3. You also have Nelayo and Ekiti United 1-0, and Inewi United and Vandresa ended 1-1.
Interesting results coming out. The most interesting thing for me are the names, you know, Aklosendi, Ra. Oh,
Stationary Stores.
No, don't go there.
Stationary Stores. Come on, Shola.
No, I'm talking about the interesting names. Stationary Stores is an old brand. Okay.
It's been there. Happened there? What happened to Stationary Stores? That game that they lost to me.
Well, Stores.
What happened? They lost.
This Stores team is embarrassing to us Stores fans. Yes, I'm proud to say I'm a Stationary Stores fan. Been all my life, but I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why they are losing at home and not getting anything out there. I don't know, honestly. I really don't know what's happening. I really don't know. But we'll keep supporting the team. We'll keep supporting the team.
That's what great fans do.
Yeah, we'll still support them. Yeah.
Let's touch down on the Premier League quickly. Before we go to the papers and the tweets, the big game. Of course, not a lot to talk about in this game. Still,
the biggest game, was
game.
On paper, biggest game on paper.
On paper, yes.
Usually used to be. Chelsea United.
It was the biggest game on paper.
Okay, right. But on the field, it wasn't.
You know, it was the biggest game on paper.
Those are the results for you.
Yeah.
It was so drab that the only talking point was the VAR
Let's go to Sunday's, Let's go to Sunday's result.
Oh, was it a penalty? Was it not a penalty?
That was the most exciting part of the game.
That was the most exciting part of the whole game. Should the referee have gone to the inside monitor? Why did he tell Luke Shaw what he told him about not giving it? Because if he gives it, one thing. One thing that has been clear is that the English game is extremely inconsistent when it comes to VAR and penalty calls. You get. Man United have been on the receiving end on both sides, but I think they benefited more from some of these calls anyway.
True.
So if they get a bad one going against them, they should suck it up and move on, you know. So, but for me, it was a drab game. It was just there. And it goes to one thing. Take a look at how they have played against the top 5 teams. You know,
top 6.
They plus the others make the top 6.
Yep.
So the top 5 in the top 6, I think 5 of them in the top 6. United have been able to score only 1 goal, considered 6, you know.
Against Tottenham, that was the first game.
And that was the only time they scored. That was 6-1. And every game, Liverpool, Man City, it's been a drab draw, 0-0, 0-0, which shows that they're always defending tightly, but they cannot score. They can't score against the big boys. If you can't score against the big boys,
then Chelsea should have taken opportunity and scored. But somehow it's like both of them were cautious. They didn't want to concede and they didn't want to go. You see a little bit of burst, you know, you say, okay, there's maybe Danny James will just burst and you think, okay, it's going to take it. But somehow, if he's all out, Chelsea, same thing. Even when Timo Werner came on, I mean,
it was just a lack of quality
in
the final third for both sides.
I think both coaches have played themselves a couple of times. You know, Tuchel, when he was at PSG, had played United about 3 or 4 times, and he was against Ole Gunners.
Usually he will lose at home.
Social, yeah.
But he didn't lose at home, so it's a plus for him,
It's
right?
just two coaches who have been extremely careful, and they gave us one of the worst games of the weekend.
Yeah.
You know, I wish it was...
It's the worst game of the weekend.
Look, Leicester, Arsenal.
Yeah.
All the bookmakers were giving it to Leicester before the game.
It was
cool. You saw how Arsenal played. It was beautiful on the road.
Despite the fact they conceded first.
And they came back. And look, you beat a Leicester that other teams have struggled to play, especially when Leicester are at home. You know, so
shout out to William, to our sister. It's been the butt of
jokes.
The
guy that everybody feels should leave Arsenal immediately. You know, that's why we always say that, you know, a dog has his day, and I think it was his day. Yeah. And he really came to the party. It was a good game all round for Arsenal. They had all round makeup, you know, the build up from the back. Everything about Arsenal was just beautiful this weekend. It was really nice, and they didn't play a small team. It was Leicester. Leicester is not a small team anymore. You can't look at them like that, you know. So that was a good game. Then, of course, the other one, Gareth Bale. It was a Gareth Bale show. You know, he had 2 goals and made 1 again. And you start to wonder, look.
Oh, it looked vintage, Gareth
Bale. It was vintage Gareth Bale. It was vintage Gareth Bale.
All right, okay.
Goriola Adio, you're the first tweet, and he's agreeing with you by saying, yes, Surulere is a home of
He's
sport.
a Lagos boy.
I witnessed my first chess tournament there many years ago, and I am proud to have been an early chess tutor to a Nigerian chess champion like Daniel Awuli years after. So, a good
There's
one.
no need to hard.
Okay. Noble Flyerman says, if VAR has caused more controversy than solving problems, I reckon it's high time is scratch, leaving goal line technology only, as I see no reason why start. Antwerp denied a clear penalty at the bridge. Denied us.
So
okay.
you need to put that
why?
So we know who's
denied
talking.
us. Okay, Man United fan. Deny a clear penalty at the bridge is destroying the fun of the game now.
You know, I agree with him slightly, but what he needs to understand is that the only VAR issues we have are majorly in England. So start to ask yourself, why? Why don't we have this much VAR controversy in the other top leagues?
I think the referees need to rethink. Okay,
Bosun, go ahead.
Okay, it's a nice thing that the Super Eagles matches is finally coming back to Lagos, but the Super Eagles should also be ready to step up their game, as the ground can quickly turn to an away ground when they don't perform. That's the ground can actually turn to an away ground.
That's the pressure we're talking about from the fans.
Okay, Femi says, I have been criticizing Pepe since his debut for Arsenal, but he had a good game yesterday. Come on, you Gunners. Okay. Charles Mba says, Super Eagles finally comes back home. Hope the turf is maintained. NPFL, the 9 minutes penalty return again. Okay. But we need to leave the studio now. Sorry, Samuel will go your tweets. Uche will go your tweet. We'll not be able to take all of them. Well, Shola, just thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's always a pleasure. Always.
Don't be a stranger again. All right, that's it for the show. Many thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. I am Tayo Salam.
I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Have a great day.